All right, so let's get into it, guys. This is the Epson 2720 I've been using for a while. This is the cleaning solution kit from Hypoo. It's a print head cleaner. It comes with a solution and everything. This is a trick I learned from another video. Go ahead and I heated up some water, and then I just put the bottle in there to kind of warm up the solution a little bit. It kind of helps dissolve the inks a little bit better. Anyway, so inside you have this syringe and basically this little plastic tube. That's really all you need, but they also give you these extra parts so that if you have a weird way of getting to your printhead entry points, it allows you to do it. So this is basically how you put it together. You put the big side in one, and then the little side in this other little yellow piece that would then attach to the printhead nib that goes to the line. So that's what you would attach basically to the print head, and then use the syringe to get the solution and push it through that that actual piece right there. So here is the syringe and the whole piece put together. That's what it should look like if you're following the instructions directly out of the box. After I started doing this, I started realizing I didn't really need that yellow piece at the end. All you really needed is that tube and the syringe, and you'll see that later on that I kind of switched to that as I go. But this is actually how it should look when you want to get the setup coming straight out of it. So now that we got that, let's go into the next part. So now, how do you get to the printhead? Okay, so this is a weird model. So you have to lift up the control panel, and then there's this like little pop-out plastic piece. And then you have these screws over in the corners, right there, and also right there. And so we take those two out. Once you get those out, it's pretty easy from there. You just basically lift it up. Now, be real careful because this doesn't have a hinge. And you could end up popping out some of those white wires. See those wires there? Be real careful. So I just kind of tilted it up like this. And there's a print head. That's what we're going to be working on. And I just used the box from the Hypoo cleaner as the prop to prop it up. And now I have easy access to the print head. And so there's your inks. And there's a line going into the print head. Now, these are actual cartridges that are kind of being fed into the final print head, which is at the bottom of them. So we got to take these out. And they're just like regular print cartridges. You just kind of pull them out. And there's like a little notch that you hold up on top to kind of get it loose. And there's like these little plastic pieces on the side that help you pull it up. And you see how I just pull them right out. And that's pretty much it. Let's get those out first. And now you see how it has like this kind of like it's fed through there. Now that's part of the print head carrier. So you want to make sure that you want to get those out of there as well. So after you get all these pieces, you'll see here in a second, you want to kind of just get them all out of the way. And there's those nibs. That's what we're actually going to be pushing the solution through right there. Those 4 nibs, CMYK right there. And so we got to get to it here in a second here. What you want to do is, this is when I have the yellow tip on it still. And you basically would push that yellow tip right on top of that nib. And then that's what you're going to be pushing through. But I realized that because of the way the 2720 set up, you're kind of coming on top of it real easy. So it's better just to switch to the actual tube by itself, and you'll see here. Anyway, so after you start print head to clean, pull out the power club, and that will kind of like make it move, like almost like do like a nozzle check. And once you see the printer head move, now you can turn off, just pull out the plug, and you'll be able to freely move that carriage back and forth, okay? And so now what I'm going to do is take some paper towels and roll them basically into like the space right there and put it underneath the carriage, okay? And now the carriage is ready to be flushed, okay? And this is when I was still using the yellow tip there. And you'll see why, because it got a little loose, and so some of the solution got in there and I had to clean it up. So that's why I was saying to switch it. But this, if you do decide to use it, this is what you would be doing right here. And then basically you just be pushing through the solution that you have in the syringe from that point. And as you can see, this is me like going through it, and I realized right there, oh, this is kind of messy. And I think I'm going to switch it up a little bit. And that's exactly what I did. And now I took off that nib, and now you see it's just a syringe and just that. And I just plug it right in, and it actually worked much better. So I suggest the same. Now you can see, look at the amount of ink that came out of that first flush. That was just the initial flush, guys. So these print heads had really clogged up over the time it was just sitting there. So I'm glad I did this. This actually made it work great, like a new printer. And you'll see at the end, the color starts working really good. But you're basically going to do this to each of the channels. Just go through each one and just keep pumping through the solution. Usually push about halfway through and do it really slow, guys. And once you kind of get it in there, let it sit there for a little bit so it dissolves, and then push the rest through, and then kind of do it again and again until you stop seeing the ink come out so heavy. And that's basically all you do. It's not overly complicated. And then what you want to do is then just put back the cartridges once you're all finished up, and just put them back in the way you got them. And you can follow, they're going to follow the same pattern as the inks up front. So just follow them. I believe it's black, yellow, magenta, and cyan, I think, at the end. So I think that's how you're going to have to set it up. And then put it back into like those little lines. Sorry about my horrible video work right now. I was trying to hold my camera as I'm trying to like get this all situated. Anyway, put the plastic piece back on, get those into the carriage like that, and then push that little plastic piece right on top, and that will hold it down. And as you can see, it's all in there now. You know, it's holding it down, so it's ready to go. You know, it's ready to start printing. And so once we got all that, now I'll just put it back together. We're going to close this up real quick. We're checking out, making sure everything was okay. Now just do a power cleaning on the actual system. And what way you do that is by when you turn it off, turn it back on while holding the question mark and the hold button, and it'll let you go into a power clean it, and it'll get it all thing, and then prime it up and print out. And there you go. I got a brand new printer again.